Welcome everyone, we're back with part 7 of Band of Brothers, and this is called The Breaking Point.
Okay.
The Breaking Point, so...
Well, following on from what happened in the last episode, it could be recency bias, but I actually felt that the last episode may have been my favourite so far, despite how... I mean, it was a dark story, because we saw it from the point of view of Eugene.
Yes.
Rowe, the medic.
Yep.
And, you know, I can't remember if I said this in the outro last time, but one thing thinking back to that episode, we saw more and more as it was going on as to how he was almost isolated and on his own. And part of me was wondering, like, would that be because he wouldn't want the bonding, maybe, with the troops because it could affect how, you know, when he has to rush out and treat them, it would allow him to be more effective if he doesn't have, like, a really close connection. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're saying. I would say it would be quite difficult to be in those companies and not bond. I think when they're not deployed, I think that's all they do. They spend all the time together. I think they will inevitably form that bond anyway. What I was thinking was that maybe he's on his own because he doesn't want to be in the foxhole with troops that are fighting, and then because you don't want to be losing your medics. So I was thinking maybe you want to keep your medics separate from the guys that are fighting, because you don't want mortars dropped on you because they're aiming for you, or there's gunfire coming towards you because you're in and close with these guys. That was what I was thinking.
So they were very clear on keeping the medics apart, weren't they, to avoid that. But no, I was thinking more towards when the battles weren't even ongoing. They weren't directly in battle.
Oh, okay.
He was in the hole quite often, mainly towards the end of the episode on his own. And that's just something I was thinking. So you have to let me know, like, whether... Is that kind of what you took from that? Is that something that was kind of known, or were medics just as, you know, did they bond just as strong with the troops as other troops did with each other?
Yeah.
We saw that Rene had passed, unfortunately, as well.
He saw a headdress in the rubble, and I think he obviously thinks the worst. At the very least, they're trapped down there under that church because there's no, as far as we believe, there's no other way out. So that was. But we also saw him. I think we saw him go more and more within himself as the episode went on.
Yes, we did.
And in the end, there was sort of there was hesitation when he was needed, and the calls for the medic were more and more and more, because like we saw him hesitate slightly, but then towards the end, I'm sure it seemed like he didn't even want to come out of the foxhole to treat these people. So I can imagine it must be a horrific.
Despite the fact we've seen a lot of tactical planning up to this point, and we have seen situations where, like with Blythe and Bull as well, when they were in particular scenarios, but I feel like this was the first real time we were strongly looking into the psychological element of war. And the way you could see it was visibly impacting him. He told that story about his grandma early on and the powers of healing. And it almost felt like he was kind of losing that faith as the episode went on. And then with the passing of Rene as well, I think her name was Rene, I've said that twice now. Really hope it was.
You've doubled down.
I know. I do this often, I end up looking like an idiot. It's kind of just a thing I do.
I believe you're correct.
And she was a Belgian... Now I'm really taking a risk. A Belgian volunteer who, was killed senselessly in, just being a kind of, I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for here, almost like collateral damage of the war that was was raging on. And they had that nice little moment that turned to be a real bittersweet moment where with the chocolate. And that's definitely not a pun I'm looking for there. But he then shared with some of the troops, to be fair. It was just a real intense episode, but it felt very different, and it really did feel like we were looking at the psychological impacts.
No, we definitely were, and the losing the faith part, that's a really good shout. I feel like that's exactly what we were seeing from start to finish there. So this one, the breaking point, what is that? Is that breaking point for the company? Is that them breaking into Germany and getting to where they need to be?
Yes.
I don't know whether...
See, the first time you said the title there, I instantly thought bad.
Yeah.
Breaking
like
point.
one of them or multiple of them have got to their breaking point now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're right. The breaking point could indicate that is the case.
It could be the point where the war turned.
You're right. It could be that, yes, they've finally broken through, because we've seen they've had to change approach for how they're going to get into Germany.
Yeah, because Holland was the way in initially.
They wanted to go, something to do with the Rhine, wasn't it? The River Rhine.
River Rhine, yeah.
But then that was kind of deemed a no-go. They had to retreat.
Yes.
And we've seen now that they were down in Bastogne, and they're looking now for this new route. So they were saved and pulled out although they did say that it was disputed as to whether or not they were saved. No member of the company has ever said that they needed to be rescued.
That's it, needed, yeah.
So, yeah, we're not too sure on that. But, no, whatever happens, I'm sure it's going to be a very powerful and good watch. And, yeah, let's jump into this one. Please drop the episode a like if you haven't done so already, and we hope you enjoy.
I've seen my men being killed. It doesn't take too many days of that. You change dramatically.
We was hungry, we had no food, it was cold, we didn't have any clothes.
Everywhere you would look, you would see dead people, you know, a dead soldier there, here, ours, theirs, civilians besides, dead animals. Death was all over.
You don't have a chance when your friends go down, you know, to really take care of them as you might, especially if you're in an attack, moving or whatever, and I withstood it well. I had a lot of trouble in later life because those events would come back, and you never forget them.
Wow. I mean, yeah, that doesn't sound good, does it?
No.
So, breaking point, maybe. I feel like something bad's going. I don't know why, just the way they were speaking there.
No, I get. Yeah, I can imagine some of the things they saw. Like, you don't forget those.
New Year, still going to be winter.
Easy Company was once again called on to help push the Germans back through the bulge.
Get easy there.
Stop crying, Malark, or I'll nail it to your head.
Good, it's made of wood.
It's made of wood.
Let's go!
I was glad to be out of my foxhole and moving again. E Company was sent to clear the Bois Jacques in preparation for what we all knew would be the eventual assault on Foy itself. During that 1,000-yard attack through the woods, we encountered sporadic German machine gun fire.
Got scared the life out of me.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
Hubler's run-in with the German officer on horseback was the most dramatic moment of the day.
Oh, shit.
The Luger.
Thank you.
Is that the same person who was looking for the Luger that whole time?
Was, yeah.
Hubler had been talking about getting a Luger since Normandy.
Yeah.
And he went from foxhole to foxhole telling everyone just how he'd finally got one.
Outstanding accuracy on my part, if I do say so myself.
What you do?
Which I do. That German, what'd you think he was doing?
Probably a little recon. What happened to the horse?
I don't know, probably still running.
You dug in?
Yeah, just thought I'd take a walk. Shoot the shit.
Just glad you're on our side.
Thanks, Lip.
Hey, Lipton.
Yeah. Thanks for the help.
You got it, Shifty.
So we're following Lipton, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
The real Donnie Wahlberg after my mess up in episode 4.
Yes.
Now, where's Dyke? Where the hell is he? Where the hell does he ever go?
I don't know, but I wish he'd stay the hell there. Okay, what the hell? Patrol?
No, we would have heard.
What was that?
One man, maybe a sniper.
There was no rifle. Nobody out there.
Are you sure?
Oh, Jesus, it's who? He shot! No, he...
Oh, no. He's in the open. Oh.
Medic!
Oh, no.
What happened? Just went off!
He shoot himself. Yeah, I was going to say, he shot himself with that Luger.
You've been yakking about a Luger. Touching, I swear! Medic!
Where you hit, Hoop? Hoop, where you hit?
My leg!
He's going to want to hope he hasn't hit an archery.
Hurts like a son of a
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay.
Oh.
That's a lot of blood.
Right, who? You be all right,
Warm him up, warm him up.
Get him. We have some blankets or something for him.
Keep talking to him.
You think it was a German leg, Hoop?
Did he say, did you think it was a German leg?
That was a great shot, really.
Yeah, still shivering.
It's not that bad at all.
Stay
Come
with
on.
us, Hoop.
All right? Take it easy. It's all right. Don't worry.
We're getting the bullet out.
We gotta get back to an aid station.
All right,
Hold on
all
tight.
right, let's get ready to move.
Oh, he does not look good, mate.
No. He
Stay
doesn't.
there, Hoop.
Doc.
He's gone. Must have hit the archery.
Yeah, it would need to be an artery for it to bleed out that quick.
By the time we got him to the aid station, he was already dead. Bullet cut the main artery in his leg, sir.
Cut that main artery in the leg. That's it.
That's exactly my first thought was about the archery.
Where's Dyke?
You wanted to see him, sir?
No, I just would have expected to get this kind of news from him.
Well, I was there, sir. Figured it might as well be me.
Where do you think Dyke is? Everyone's been asking, haven't they?
Yeah, I don't know.
Winters does not look good.
It doesn't look good, no.
Where's Dyke? I probably heard that question 1,000 times. There were long stretches where we didn't know where Lieutenant Dyke was. He'd disappear, go off on these walks for hours at a time.
Oh.
Wouldn't have been so bad if he was just one of the guys in the company, but Lieutenant Dyke was supposed to be leading the company. Captain Winters was a CO we could all respect. Dyke wasn't a bad leader because he made bad decisions. He was a bad leader because he made no decisions.
Now, Battalion S3 planning a move, so I will probably be called away. Are there any questions?
What's the formation you want us to go for?
At present, as per usual, but I'll clarify that with you at a later time, Lieutenant Compton.
Seems very flaky, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's not someone I'd have confidence in leading me
No.
on the battlefield at all.
He'd been sent down to E Company to get some combat experience, something unpleasant he had to get through before he could continue his march up the ladder.
Yeah, Don, we're doing all right. We're doing all right now. There's a little town down the hill over there, right? And in that town are these guys. And these guys are called German. And these Germans got tanks. I know. We got to do all this with a CO who's got his head so far up his fucking ass that lump in his throat is his goddamn nose.
I've never heard that before.
Hey, Lip.
Hey, Muck. Sitting around freezing her ass off, singing Dyke's praises.
I think Lipton's going to step up. How much can you actually do with Dyke being out of the picture? Like, do they have the authority now to just move on without him?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one.
They've been in combat together since Normandy. He's supposed to just show up and lead them? How's the guy do that?
Yeah, he's built no sort of trust with them for them to actually follow him.
Most dedicated sons of bitches in the entire ETO. If you ask me, a guy'd have to march off to Berlin and come back with Hitler's mustache or something. You guys don't worry about Dyke. We all do our jobs, everything will be fine. Well, I don't know if I believed any of that, but as company first sergeant, it was my job. Not to protect Dyke, but to protect the integrity of the company.
You know what Dyke's problem is, don't you? He's just another one of those arrogant rich jerks from Yale.
Oh, God, not another one of those.
Division's not gonna let me replace him just because I got a bad feeling about him. Even if they would, who'd I put in his place? Shames?
Do not ever talk when I'm talking, you got that?
Shames seen too many war movies, thinks he has to yell all the time. Or Peacock? God bless him, no one tries harder, but he's not cut out to take men into combat. I'm sure as hell not gonna make him company CO, and I don't even want him as a platoon leader.
Got to be Lipton, right?
Yeah.
What about Compton?
He's the only real choice.
The Buck.
Yes.
I want Easy Company to have at least one experienced platoon leader. Not that it matters anyway, because I can't get rid of Dyke.
We all know who you'd like to have running Easy. Trouble is, it's not your job anymore, Dick. You gotta find somebody.
We all agreed Buck Compton would have been the best choice to run Easy.
Yeah, I forgot about Buck, you know.
Yeah.
But to be honest, Buck wasn't the same soldier he'd been before he got shot in Holland. He was more serious somehow.
Yeah, a goddamn Luger in his pants.
Jesus.
And don't you two do something stupid like that, all right?
Try not to, Buck.
I mean it. And you, wow, Bill. I've invested too much goddamn time shaping you into something useful. Get yourself knocked out of this thing.
I know, you'll kill me.
Even if you're dead, I'll still kill you. I'll see you guys later, all right? I'm gonna check on the other guys.
Yeah, he seems a bit more himself now, Buck, than he did. Remember that episode in the theatre?
Yes.
Towards the end.
We said, didn't we, that he got shot and then his wife left him, so
Yeah.
he's definitely had a few going on.
Yeah.
No, ever since he got shot in Holland. Wait. What are you saying, he's nuts? Because Crazy Joe McCluskey was fucking nuts, babe.
Oh, come on, you seen him, Bill. He's all wound up like a spring.
Hey, he's fine. Wasn't getting shot that got him. It was being in that hospital. I've been there, okay? It ain't pretty.
I'm serious.
Sure thing, Buck. Nothing stupid. We got it, right? We got it.
George?
Nothing stupid, Buck.
He seems okay.
Don't do anything stupid. Who the hell is he talking to? Bunch of morons who volunteered to jump out of a perfectly good airplane.
I think it's because they're like the best of the company and he's asking them not to do anything silly.
Yeah, that's it.
I heard about Hubler. Shame.
Yes, sir. It is.
That the Luger? What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know yet.
Where'd you grow up?
Huntington, West Virginia.
I don't know it. What kind of work did you do there?
My brother and I helped my mom run a boarding house.
And your father?
He was killed when I was 10, sir. Automobile accident.
That's sad. What made you decide to join the paratroopers?
I read an article about paratroopers in Life magazine. Talked about the training, how hard it was. I wanted to fight with the best, sir.
You miss it?
Miss what?
Huntington.
Honestly, sir, I try not to think about it that much.
Yeah, can understand that.
Yeah, probably for the best. Gone.
Yeah.
I was going to say, at least he's trying to, like, bond with them and get to know them. But he's off.
He doesn't want to give up anything about himself.
No, back off on another walk.
Captain Nixon, sir. Captain Nixon, sir.
What?
Good morning, sir. Sorry to disturb you. This came from division.
New instructions?
Morning.
Lou, eviction notice?
But I think I got something that'll help you with your leadership problem.
Dyke's being transferred?
No, officer from each regiment that served in the heroic defense of Bastogne sent it back to the States on a 30-day furlough. Turns out I've been plucked.
Nix is going back for a bit.
That's fantastic, Lou. Good for you. How in the world does your leaving help me?
Yeah.
Not going. I've already seen the States. I grew up there. That's why I came to Europe. But I'm sure we can find an officer somewhere in this battalion who could use a long trip home.
Like,
I see.
I can't think of anybody who deserves this more.
Thanks. I'm really glad that you're going home.
oh, okay, fair enough.
It really means a lot, you know?
Oh, get out of here.
To come by here, y'all remember to smile for the camera. Keep the morale up for them folks back home.
Why?
Damned if I know. All right, Nix, what do they got waiting for us in Foy?
At least one company from the 10th Panzer Grenadiers dug in along here. They've also got at least 188.
How about armor?
As of last night, 3 Tigers.
Would you excuse me for a moment, sir?
You got 3 tanks.
Rescued by Patton.
Well, I feel pretty peachy about it if it wasn't for one thing. We didn't need to be fucking rescued by Patton. Got that?
Joe, excuse us for...
That leans into what they said at the end.
Yes.
Sorry about what? Patton? I couldn't agree more. What are you doing here?
Want to head back to the line, sir.
You don't have to do that. Get yourself back to the aid station. Heal up.
I'd really like to head back with the fellas, sir.
All right? Then go.
Thank you, sir.
Joe Toy had been at the aid station for 3 days, and everybody was glad to have him back, especially Bill Garnier.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Bill.
Good to see you, pal.
You too.
What the hell you doing back here?
Had to make sure you're on top of things.
On top of things. I had my own boots once last week. Look who I found.
Hey, Joe Toy!
Hey, Rick,
back
how
for
are
more!
you? Doing pretty good. Escaped from the aid station.
Joe got hit in the arm. New Year's Eve gift from the Luftwaffe.
A lot of you guys been injured?
It's called wounded, Peanut. Injured's when you fall out of a tree or something.
There's enough crap flying around here, you're bound to get dinged sometime. Almost every single one of these guys has been hit at least once. Except for Allie, he's a 2-timer. But Bull, he got a piece of exploding tank in Holland. And George Luz here has never been hit. You're one lucky bastard.
Oh yeah, Bull had the shrapnel in his back, didn't he, that the guy helped him out with.
Buck got shot in his rather large butt in Holland.
Hey, even First Sergeant Lipton over there. One chunk in the face, another chunk almost took out his nuts.
What are those nuts, Sarge?
Doing fine, Bill. Nice to ask.
I love Bill. He's a
Some
proper
intro
character.
for the new guy.
It
Yeah,
is,
he
yeah.
is,
Bill's
he
a
is.
proper character.
Headed back to our old position in the woods overlooking Foy.
So only one guy had never been hit out of all the ones they went through.
Good luck, ladies.
Nice knowing you.
Okay, so that's D Company.
Be careful if he offers you a cigarette.
What are they talking about? If who offers us a cigarette? Lieutenant Spears.
Oh yeah, he shot the Germans, didn't he?
Lieutenant Ronald Spears was one of the platoon leaders in D Company.
Well, supposedly Spears shot one of his own men for being drunk.
That's unbelievable.
And there's another one about him giving cigarettes to 20 German POWs before killing them. Lieutenant Spears.
I got the name right, didn't I? Christensen?
Yes, sir.
Keep up the good work. While you're at it, you might want to reinforce your cover.
Or Lieutenant Dykes are not even to bother. They're only going to be a one day.
Lieutenant Dyke said that, huh? Don't forget what I said. Oh, anyone care for smoke?
No.
No.
You?
Would they believe the stories?
Ah! You gotta be fucking kidding me! One of those 1st Battalion fuckers took a dump in my foxhole!
Oh.
While we were in the Bois Jacques, the Germans had been shelling our old position. There were signs of tree bursts everywhere. Looking across the field at Foy, I could see enemy troops.
Oh, looks like the Krauts have been pounding this area with pretty big stuff.
Maybe they got any target.
No, they're just waiting.
For what? For us to reoccupy the position.
If they've got us targeted, maybe...
We hold the line. Sergeant Lipton's right. Right, Lieutenant?
Fine. You all take care of it. I gotta go talk to regiment.
He hasn't got a clue, has he? What's going on?
He's just not leading or taking part in any of the strategic decisions. So they're digging in for a tough night, potentially.
Yeah.
Got to hold the line.
Definitely better to improve your cover, unlike Dyke saying not to bother because you're only going to be there one night.
Yes.
I don't care if I'm there for a night or an hour.
Happen.
Incoming!
Yeah.
Take cover!
Yeah, they're firing.
Oh, wow.
Mortar rounds.
Take cover! Take cover! Go on! Find some cover! Find some cover! Find the foxhole!
Oh, my God.
Cover! Take cover!
This is a huge attack.
Yeah. Oh.
Take cover!
This feels like an air attack with how much they're being hit right now. But I don't think it is it?
No, the smoke was coming from the little German town.
Yeah.
The town occupied by the Germans, so they're mortar strikes. again, they were just very well prepared.
For some reason, at that moment in that half-finished foxhole, all I could think about was the 4th of July when I was a kid. I loved to make my own firecrackers, cherry bombs, ladyfingers. I loved to blow up dirt clouds and pop bottles and the like. What I saw that day was the most awesome and terrifying display of firepower I'd ever seen in my life. I wouldn't have been laughing if I'd known what happened to Joe Toy.
Oh, he's only just come back.
Yeah. Oh. It's going to be his lower half, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Or his leg. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Maybe we should see if anybody's hit. Malog, that's what they want. Crowds will try to draw us out in the open.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Yeah, makes sense.
When do you move after an assault like that? Oh, okay, right now.
Stay in your foxholes! Stay in your foxholes! You okay? Can you walk? Come on, find the foxhole. Come on! I gotta get up.
Oh, mate.
I gotta get up. I need my helmet.
You hear that? Is that Joe? Yeah, I think that's Joe. Stay.
Bill's gonna go.
Stay down! Stay down! Stay in your foxholes! Stay in your foxholes!
Yeah, the tree went down on him, didn't it?
Oh, I didn't see who that was.
No, neither did I.
I ain't gonna get up.
These are proper leaders.
Come on, buddy. Come on.
Dyke would never be doing something like this.
You're all right.
I gotta get my helmet.
Hang on, get me out of here, Lip.
Oh, his helmet just came off. Was that Buck?
Yeah, I believe so.
Come on, Joe, I got you. Come on, Joe.
It's sad because he was at the aid station. He had the protection of the aid station, but I think he just wanted to be with his guys so much, and now he's lost a leg.
Think I overdid it on the cover of my foxhole?
Yeah, they're attacking again.
It was inevitable there'd be a second wave.
Like they said, they wanted them to be drawn out into the open.
Of course.
Come on! Come on!
Oh, mate.
Bob! Come on! Come on!
Oh, Bill, hurry up.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Bill and Joe.
During the second barrage, I wasn't laughing anymore.
Oh, man, I've lost count of how many people have been hit here.
It's insane. Oh, no.
That's Joe and Garnier, isn't it?
Lip! You okay? Stay down!
First Sergeant Lipton, you get things organized here. I'm gonna go for help.
What the fuck?
He's running away again.
Yep.
Where the fuck's he going?
I don't know. Listen, get battalion on the line. Tell them to notify BAS.
No, not Bill.
I think Bill's still alive, isn't he?
Medic!
No, he's not. No, they're gone.
That's where he drops his helmet.
Stay ready! Stay ready! You okay, One Lung? Sergeant! How you doing, Popeye?
100% ready, cue Germans, Lip.
Oh, that's Joe.
Oh, I think Garnier's alive. He's just lost his leg as well. That's his leg.
You gotta smoke. Jesus.
Oh.
Bill, you going first.
Whatever you say, Doc. Whatever you say.
Over here.
Hey, Lip. Ain't got old Garnier this time.
You got you, soldier.
Like, he's still got his leg. It's just really mashed up.
Hey, Joe, I told you I'd beat you back to the States.
Still making jokes.
Still making jokes, yeah.
How's Buck?
So glad he's not dead.
He's fine.
You sure?
Yes, he's fine. You should probably go talk to him now, huh?
Some say Buck changed after he was shot in Holland, but I know something happened to him when he saw Toy and Garnier on the ground.
I mean, it sounds crazy to say because it's still a terrible outcome, but I mean, I genuinely thought Joe and Bill were dead.
So,
On the report, it said Compton was being taken off the line because of a bad case of trench foot. It didn't say anything about him losing his friends.
Compton's being taken off front line, but
Buck was a great combat leader. He was wounded in Normandy and again in Holland. He received the Silver Star for his part in taking out those German guns on D-Day. He took everything the Krauts could throw at him time and again.
UCLA did not make the Rose Bowl this winter, probably because you weren't there. I'm sure you're teaching all of your young soldiers the joy you have of the sport. Gosh, how we all know what an exciting young man you are and how your heart and love.
I guess he just couldn't take seeing his friends Toy and Garnier all torn up like that.
No, he's had enough.
No one ever thought any less of him for it.
Yeah.
Hey, Bull. With Buck off the line, there was no longer any possible alternative to Dyke.
That way a little while ago.
At least none we could see. Looking for Lieutenant Dyke. We were stuck with Dyke, and he was off taking a walk. We'd cleared the woods east of Foy, so a few days later, E Company and the rest of the 506 cleared the woods west of Foy. There was little resistance.
They say 13 killed, 13 KIA, I think he said.
So you know who comes running up to Lipton. He's got no helmet, no gear, no nothing. First Sergeant Lipton, you organize things here, and I'm gonna go for help. I need to go polish my oak leaf clusters.
Hey, Luz.
That's really good.
I love his impressions.
I know.
So good.
Pretty accurate as well.
Yeah.
What can I do for you, Sarge?
Two things. First, great impression of Dyke. Nah, you got it pretty good.
Huh?
Second, don't do it anymore.
Don't do it, yeah. I knew he was going to say that.
Doesn't do anybody any good, okay?
Yeah, I got you.
I suppose he's all they've got in that essence if no one has any respect for him. I mean, it's tricky, isn't it? It really is like a loose. Oh my God.
Shit.
Oh my God.
That's nuts.
Oh no. He's lost his helmet.
Oh no. I did not expect that.
I did not expect that. Man, this episode just keeps hitting you again and again and again.
Insane. Oh, it's hit as well. Oh, it didn't go off.
Wow.
Did you run?
I don't. You know what I was thinking? Oh, what on earth do you do?
Have a smoke?
What you gonna smoke?
I don't.
Uh-huh.
Wow. I mean, if that goes off, there's a high chance they die.
Yeah.
The one that hit Muck and Pinkala's foxhole wasn't. That's just the way it was. Muck and Pinkala were good men.
Oh, they're both gone.
Yeah. Like a direct hit.
Death hit Malarkey the hardest. Malarkey's best friends in the company had been Compton, Muck, and Pinkala. In less than a week, he'd seen two of them die.
What's the word?
Well, the men on the line are okay. Food's just been resupplied. We're in good shape.
Okay, we'll just hunker down. We might get some relief soon.
Uh-huh.
Later that day, we were back in our old position overlooking Foy. We were all worried about Malarkey.
Hey, Malark. Hey, didn't I hear you say you wanted to, bring a Luger home for your kid brother?
Yeah.
It's gonna give him the Luger, of course.
Yeah.
It's Hoops, right?
Yeah. I was gonna get rid of it, but I don't know. Listen, Captain Winters was wondering if you wanted to go back to battalion and, work as his runner for a few days.
No, he's staying, right?
Tell him thanks. I'm gonna stay here.
Well, look, why don't you at least come back for an hour or so? Say goodbye to Buck. I'm sure it'll mean a lot to him.
All right.
You be careful with that.
It's giving him something to hold on to.
Back from the line just for an hour or two could make a big difference in a soldier's state of mind.
So was it Malarkey who wanted the Luger all along then? I thought it was Hoops, but for his brother.
Maybe both.
Yeah.
Private.
He didn't notice that he'd torn off all his fingernails.
Private.
Oh, wow.
I got him out of there quickly. Not for his sake, but for ours. Fear is poison in combat. Something we all felt, but you just didn't show it. Buck was never the same after seeing Toy and Garnier get hit that day. I guess he just needed some time away from it all. Barrages on January 3rd and the shelling on January 9th marked the low point in the war for many of the men in E Company. Even then, very few actually broke. I was afraid the men would lose focus, suffer a drop in morale, and that was dangerous, especially in combat. more of which lay in store for us. We cleared the woods east and west of Foy. Now it was time for the inevitable assault on Foy itself. Now I was beginning to wonder if any of us were going to make it through at all. E Company would lead the attack. Problem was, at least in my estimation, E Company still did not have a leader.
That's a big problem.
Yes.
Surely
Yeah,
he has to tell Winters about that conversation, right? Because like Winters said before, he can't just... I know that Lipton doesn't know that, but Winters actually needs something to be able to replace him.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Lip?
Smoking again.
Didn't figure you for smoking, man.
Neither did I.
Maybe this is where he talks to him about it.
Yeah, and he just said it's something he never thought he would do this.
We've been watching Foy all day, sir. Not much activity.
Want a coffee?
No, thank you, sir.
How's Easy's status?
The men are good, sir. They're prepared. I'm gonna be leading 2nd Platoon tomorrow. They're probably the weakest after losing Toy and Garnier and... But on the other hand, I have no confidence in our CO, sir. Lieutenant Dyke is an empty uniform, Captain. He's not there, sir.
Well, he's gonna be there tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I understand he will be there physically. But tomorrow's gonna be the real deal. He's gonna have to make decisions, sir, and I gotta tell you, sir, I think he's gonna get a lot of Easy Company men killed.
Thank you, Sergeant. That'll be all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it can't be easy.
No, it can't.
There was nothing Winters could do.
It's not good because it's right. You want someone like Winters when you're going into a battle.
You got about 1/8 of a mile of open field to cross before we get down here in a Foy. I've set up 2 sections of light machine guns at either end here. They'll give you covering fire. 3rd Battalion will come in from the east, led by I Company. That should cause distraction. You got to move in there fast. Get in there before they can bring their mortars and artillery down on you. I'm relying on you. Get it done.
He's passed down the exact strategy. That's probably the best thing he could have done, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that yawn?
Yeah.
Covering fire! Let's go! Keep it moving!
You're gonna have to make decisions on the fly, aren't you? Like we know Winters is very good at that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Dyke doing that.
I feel like that's why Winters has spoon-fed the plan to him.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're going down like flies.
Suppressing fire! Keep him tight, Shane! Come on! Grabs in the open! We're inside! Riddleman! Lead guy! Where the hell is 1st Platoon?
Grenades.
They've lost 1st Platoon.
Hold up! Keep moving! Easy company! Hold up! 2nd Platoon, hold up!
Dyke's trying to hold him.
Get out of there! Move!
Oh my god.
Has he just sat him down in the open?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Winters said get in there fast.
Yeah.
Easy red, stand by for the 6. Foley, you get back here where I can see you! 1st Platoon, hold up! Take cover! Come on, soldier, with me! With you, sir! Fall back! Go forward! Harry, on me!
You're getting told to go forward and fall back at the same time.
Oh, mate, this is just got to be designed. This is exactly why Sobel isn't here. Do you know what I mean?
What are we doing, Lieutenant? Why are we stopped? Go back! Fall back! Lieutenant, what's the plan? I don't know! You better get Dyke on that radio to me now. Lieutenant, what's the plan? Captain Winters! You take your men on a flanking mission around the village. We cannot stay here! We will provide suppressing fire!
So he wants to stand back and just give suppressive fire instead of being out there.
Get going forward!
We're gonna flanking run around the back of the village, and we attack from the rear.
Oh, wow. Straight out the window.
Move up! Find cover! I got you! Give me some cover! How you doing, Bracani? They shot me in my ass, boys!
Oh, he's been shot in the arse as well.
I know, that seems to be one of the most common hits.
Yeah, it's definitely a trend.
They've got to be quick before the mortars start coming down, right?
I think they've already dropped a few of those, but they are sitting ducks.
Have to keep moving! Got to keep moving!
Winters is going to go and lead him.
Yeah.
Captain Winters! God damn it, you do not go after!
Nah, he's going to go.
Spears, get yourself over here!
Need Spears.
Get out there and relieve Dyke and take that attack on in! What? Fall back! You're too exposed!
The way Spears moves, he feels like that character in Command and Conquer.
Come on, what? Let's go, kid!
Oh.
Hang on, Virgo!
Bucani.
I'm taking over.
Sergeant Lipton!
All right, I want mortars and grenade launchers on that building till it's gone. When it's gone, I want first to go straight in.
Yeah, get that roof blown out.
Yeah.
Hey! First platoon, move out! Move out! Fire! Fire!
Oh.
That gun's turning round, isn't it? Oh, tanks.
A lot of infantry!
Yeah, that. Wow.
Sir, I think they're gonna pull back. If we don't connect with I, they're gonna slip away. What the hell?
First, the Germans didn't shoot at it. I think they couldn't quite believe what they were seeing.
Mad.
What?
The astounding thing was that after he hooked up with I Company, he came back.
What is he doing?
Man, I've got no idea what's going on.
That's insane. It's like he's fearless. Like,
That's what I mean. The
fearless.
way he moves. Oh, he's going to get shot, isn't he? No.
No.
That's mad.
We took over 100 German prisoners. After that, it was mostly cleanup.
Let's go. Move it. Move it. Take them down to the barn.
Oh!
Sniper! Take cover. Take.
Where's that coming from?
Come on. Come on.
I can't see him. Second floor, building on the right. Don't miss, Shifty.
I was creating a distraction.
Yeah.
Oh!
He got it. Is it going to be more, though?
Mellett, Heron, Sawasco, and Ken Webb were killed by a sniper. There would have been more if it hadn't been for Shifty Powers.
Is that a ball?
Yeah.
Beautiful wound, Lip.
Oh.
Shot me right through my ass.
You hang tough.
You true about Dyke?
Yeah.
We'd been looking down at the town of Foy for the better part of a month. It was a great relief to have done it. I guess a lot of the men thought once we'd taken Foy, they'd get us off the line. But that wasn't to be.
No.
Straight back on the line.
And after that, Rachamp.
Took 2 more towns.
We spent our night in Rachamp in a convent. It was the first time we'd spent a night indoors in a month. The sisters there brought in their choir to sing for us. It was heaven. The mood of the men was relaxed. Hitler had launched a counteroffensive in Alsace, and we were bound for the town of Hagenau to help hold the line. But at least for that night, we didn't know it yet. That night, we were okay.
They just got one night off amongst all of that.
I can imagine this is heaven. Warmth, out the elements, singing.
Just being inside.
Yeah.
Come into Belgium with 121 men and officers plus 24 replacements. That's 145 total. We were going out with 63.
Oh.
They lost over half.
Garnier was badly wounded and Hubler died accidentally. Joe Toy had lost his leg. Among the dead were Heron, Mellett, Sawasco, Kenneth Webb, Harold Webb, Alex Pankala, and Skip Muck. Our month in Belgium cost us 1 good officer, Buck Compton, and 1 bad one, Norman Dyke. But we gained a good one in the end, so I guess we came out ahead.
So he's now in E Company.
I was going to say, Spears running easy now. I mean, he did a great job.
Yeah.
You want to ask me, don't you?
Ask you what, sir?
About the stories.
You ever notice with stories like that, everyone says they heard it from someone who was there. I bet if you went back 2,000 years, you'd hear a couple of centurions standing around him yakking about how Tertius lopped off the heads of some Carthaginian prisoners.
They never heard Tertius deny it.
Maybe that's because Tertius knew there was some value to the men thinking he was the meanest, toughest son of a bitch in the whole Roman legion.
I was going to mention this in the outro.
Yeah, makes sense.
They're just glad to have you as our CO.
Nice.
I've been told there's always been one man they could count on.
Lipton.
Let him into the Bois Jacques, held them together when they had the crap shelled out of them in the woods. Every day kept the spirits up. All the things a good combat leader does. You don't have any idea who I'm talking about, do you? Hell, it was you, First Sergeant. Ever since Winters made battalion, you've been the leader of Easy Company. And you're not going to be First Sergeant much longer, First Sergeant. Winters put in for a battlefield commission, and Sink approved on your behalf. Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Gonna say, Lieutenant, yeah.
Yeah, well deserved.
Hey, look, 1st Battalion. Yeah, thanks for crapping in our foxholes, you shitheads.
Enjoy the walk, boys.
Smoke's full time now.
Beyond the wounded and killed, every man at Bastogne suffered. Men unhit by shrapnel or bullets were nevertheless casualties.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes sense.
I'm not sure that anybody who lived through that one hasn't carried with him in some hidden ways the scars. Perhaps that's the factor that helps keep Easy Men bonded so unusually close together.
Richard Winters, yeah.
I mean, that was a heavy episode.
That was good. And quickly to touch on that paragraph there, it makes sense. You don't have to be physically hit to be wounded by war. Like we said about it earlier on about Buck, like his situation, you carry it with you throughout your entire life, and there's things that they'll never forget. So very poignant words.
And we saw that with Buck in that episode. He saw Bill and Joe were hit, and that with the fact he was hit, obviously, but it just all seems to have played a factor.
That was his breaking point, wasn't
Yes.
it? That was Buck's breaking point.
Exactly that. We saw multiple breaking points during that episode.
Dyke as well. Not that he was ever heavily involved. I think his breaking point was, the threshold for his breaking point was a lot lower than the rest, because he's not a combat guy.
No.
He wants to be far away from combat as possible, which I get. I don't think any of them want to be there, but when you're given that role to lead, you need to be able to lead.
Yes. And I feel like when he led that mission into Foy, I felt like we were seeing what would have happened had Sobel gone. I don't think Sobel, from what we saw of him, would have been anything like Dyke outside of the mission.
No.
Sobel would have been very much focused and in the zone. But I feel like that's what would have happened had Sobel led a mission.
Because he would have been a better leader than Dyke, but his main problem was making decisions and making the right decisions.
Same
and
problem Dyke had.
Not getting twitchy in the field, which he would have done, definitely.
And having Spears come in, because it's interesting with Spears, one thing that's always stuck with me with Spears is I think it was him who said it to Blythe about the fact that not having hope. And that is exactly how he moves around. Yeah. He moves as though someone who doesn't expect to get out of this and has accepted that, and he just operates so efficiently because of it. Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing that scene there has been put together through recollections of survivors who have said what happened. He ran straight through the middle and came back.
Germans weren't firing because they're like, maybe they were so taken aback, like, what is this guy doing?
Yes.
Even if they even realised, it might have been a quick glance. Yeah. And you see someone running, there's no way you think that's an enemy soldier. So, yeah, it's crazy. No. And even the look on his face, he's so stoic, almost like emotionless.
Yes.
Like, and maybe that's going to affect him later down the line, like he's suppressing these feelings and stuff, but it certainly makes him a great leader right now.
Yeah, and exactly what they needed.
Yeah.
I said he stole what I was going to say in the outro, because there was a scene earlier, but obviously conscious of speaking over too much of what's going on, because want to take in everything that's happening. The situation with the replacement who came in that they then left with D Company.
Yeah.
And the stories that they told him. I knew when he offered the cigarette, he wanted to know if he had been told the stories. Yeah. I feel like that was the whole reason he did it, was to see if the replacement who had just come in had already been told about the stories about him and would be weary of taking a cigarette from him.
Because most of them, as we've seen, most of them smoke. There's 3 people in that foxhole. You would think the odds of at least one of them accepting a cigarette, and that none of them did. So he knew that they knew. They fear and respect him at the same time. And
exactly that.
Yeah.
Because when the stories have been told about Spears, even though there are some maybe lesser favourable stories in there, it's very much of a commander who knows what he's doing, leads, takes actions and decisions in a split second, and as you say, that naturally will lead to the respect of others. And yeah, I could tell just when he offered that cigarette, I just knew that he was kind of playing on that, and he knew he has the respect and the fear of the men to do what he needs them to do.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was absolutely on purpose. At the time, I thought that's a bit of a coincidence that he's offering them that, but did he overhear them talking about it, or is he just like testing them, like we said? But it's a good shout.
A new unknown comes in. He doesn't know anything about them. Offers the cigarette. He knows straight away that man has been told all about him.
Because we've heard that story being told so many times.
Yeah.
Throughout like the company and stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't smoke, but if somebody offers me a cigarette now, I'd think twice about it just for the fact I don't smoke.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the way he moved through at the end was incredible. I mean, the fact he jumped in and took over the mission. It was interesting that Winters knew what was going to happen to a degree, but he was powerless to stop it because how the chain of command works. There was nothing that he could actually do about having Dyke in the position he was
politics,
in.
Isn't it?
I know, and
you can't go over his head.
No, and Lipton obviously took a bit of a risk because you have no idea how that can once you jump rank, especially as things were there, it's such a big move. I mean, look what happened with Sobel when they got together, and they were effectively risking. They knew the risk that they were taking by doing
Absolutely,
that.
yeah. And you could see all Winter said was that'll be all. What he wanted to say is, I completely agree with you,
course.
but there's nothing I can do about it. Like, Winters knew.
Yes.
And that's probably why he didn't face any sort of repercussion that we know going over his head like that.
Exactly, and he knew that Lipton was doing everything that he possibly could
For the company.
Yeah.
It was all about the guys, and he has been a leader, and it's great. It just shows his character that he didn't even realise it himself. He's just doing what needed to be done. And even when Spears was right there spelling it out to him, he still didn't understand who he was talking about.
He did it. I felt like Lipton did it in a way that was fairly respectful, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sounds weird given what he was saying about Dyke, but he didn't tell Winters that he ran off in the middle of battle.
No.
He didn't tell him that. And had he, that would have been a whole different story, potentially.
And he was the one that told the guy that does the impressions
Yes.
to stop.
Two things.
Yeah.
One, that was hilarious. Two, don't do it again.
It doesn't help.
No, because it makes it worse in the field. I mean, to be fair, he obviously made a complete hash of that mission.
Yeah.
And that's just such a catch-22, isn't it? Because what do you do? If you have no faith in the leader like that...
You're already risking your life, and now you're risking your life for a leader that doesn't really know what he's doing. And you know there's going to be casualties. I think that's the worst thing, knowing that you're going to either die or you're going to lose really close friends. And then you can't even rely on the person leading you to try and do the right thing to minimise those casualties. He had them stopping in the right out in the open, and then you got him saying retreat, Winter saying go forward. Winters was right. You need to be quick.
Oh, of course.
Take them by surprise.
Yeah.
Don't let them get the mortar set up. Because what we saw, they were down in the snow. They were kneeling down. They were trying to take cover, and then the mortars started raining down, and
of course,
then they're on the back foot.
Which
even
Winters
more than
knew.
they were.
Yeah, and Winters knew that, and that's why it had to be such a quick mission. I mean, it was such a heavy episode. I mean, what was the name of the guy who accidentally killed himself? Shot himself?
It was Hoops.
Hoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Hoops accidentally killing himself.
Yeah.
And the second I could see the blood spurting, I just thought that's going to be the artery. And I think that's the artery that you can bleed out in. I mean, we saw how quickly it happened.
Yeah.
I can't remember how quickly it is, but I feel like it's a minute or so, like a minute or a couple of minutes. It happens so quick. And then, with Joe coming back and losing a leg.
So bad, because all he wanted was to be back with the guys. He wanted to contribute and not just stay at the aid station, which he had every right to do so, because he wasn't fully recovered.
Yes.
And then he goes and loses his leg.
Bill has lost his leg.
That was the worst one for me, when I thought those two had died. When I thought Bill had gone. It's a shame we're not going to see him again, like on the front line and with the company, but he's a great character.
We feel like Bill is definitely one of the guys at the beginning, don't we?
Yes.
And because we see them so close up, we obviously can't see, because I'm imagining a lot of them are going to be injured who are taking part in putting together this great mini-series. It's an incredible series.
I just want to say quickly, when I say character, I don't mean he's playing a character, because I know he's portraying a real person. I mean his genuine personality.
Yes.
He's a bit of a character.
Of course.
I mean,
bringing the comedy into the worst
even when he's been stretching off.
I know.
Like, I told you I'll beat you back to America.
I know. Just feels absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But they went. So they had 145 men, including replacements.
Yeah.
121 before the replacements. Now they have 68.
Yeah.
My guess would be that they're going to bring in more replacements, but how does that work? I'm guessing they're not going to be able to bring in, what would that be, 75, 77 odd replacements to... No, my maths has gone to shit all of a sudden. Let's just go with 77. 77 replacements to bring them up to the same total. That's just not going to happen.
No.
And that would double the size of them.
Yeah, it would. No, I don't know how they're going to work it, but because where do those people even come from? Do they get deployed, or do they get taken from different companies?
I have no idea.
To help that?
Might be a mixture. I have absolutely no idea. I mean, I don't even know how it works between the companies themselves, because they obviously took a huge hit there. They've now got the CO from D Company.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure who's going into D Company. But no, so it was a very interesting episode following Lipton. I mean, I was on edge the entire episode. I relaxed at one point during that episode, and then there was a sniper at the window, started killing more people. And I guess that I feel like that was maybe point almost. Like we saw obviously multiple breaking points, but every time you felt like you potentially could relax, you actually couldn't. It was just a false dawn. There was more coming, but it was a tough episode to watch. It was very interesting, fast paced, but some of the people that we've lost there and the injury suffered, there's not many moving on.
No, like you said, very heavy episode. A lot of death in that one. It's just like, I can't really put it into words. It's just crazy. It's just insane to watch. And we've all seen like war movies and stuff, but knowing that they're depicting real life people, it just hits a bit harder.
Yes.
But yeah, again, it's an incredible piece of cinema, media.
Oh, God,
I was thinking like an excellent piece of art, if you like, that's been put together here. It's incredible.
The only other thing I was going to say is just, the final thing on Buck. It is really sad to see him go.
It is, yeah.
I said during the intro today, when we were watching the intro, covered in that helmet dropping scene, because we hadn't seen it yet, and because this was called Breaking Point, I just felt like that would have to be a scene from where you've just seen something so horrific.
Yeah, you don't take your helmet off on the battlefield.
Like that,
Like, and he was
that
like,
was the moment.
Maybe that was just like I'm done. I don't care what happens from here on out. And seeing Bill get hit as well, that was enough. Yeah.
And he's potentially going home now. Bucky, obviously, he's not got his partner anymore.
No,
left him. He's going low. He's basically in such a place where he is suffering so much with the mental side of things.
Yeah.
And now he's potentially going home to complete loneliness.
Yeah, he hasn't even got the camaraderie of his
brothers,
his brothers. Yeah, it's gonna be it'd be interesting to see how his life panned out.
Yeah, I did wonder if Buck is going to be... No, because Buck's quite older, isn't he, in this? He's definitely portrayed by somebody quite older. The only thing I was going to say is the gentleman at the beginning who choked up before we went into the episode, I was wondering if that could have been Buck, but then given...
Yeah, no...
It'll be rather than keep trying to guess who's who, I guess it'd be very interesting to see who is who once we get to part 10.
Yeah, no, 100%, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
But yeah, thank you so much for being with us on this one. Do really appreciate all of your support being along with us. All of the comments have been fantastic as well. Thank you so much for all of the context and kind of taking part in our journey. It really does make all of the difference, and we are fully appreciable of that. Have a fantastic day, whatever you're up to. We'll see you back here for part 8.